What do you think? Tired? Morning. It is a frosty morning. I think it's -2 Celsius right now. It's actually going down, or it's getting up to 10 degrees today. Chance of showers this morning, but it's a perfect day to go for a quick hunt, so that's what I'm going to do. Head out. Just quickly, probably more of a scout, but go sit for maybe an hour, hour and a half, and then go for a walk. Before I do though, I want to thank Jackery for sponsoring this video again. I've been using Jackery products, power banks, for 6 years, I think, at least. They are the leader, I would say, in the space. I have several units. We got one small one powering the lights, and that's one I'd take all over the place because it's so small and portable. But these bigger systems, I've been using them for 2 years, I think. The Jackery Explorer 2000 Plus. Got 2 of those, 2,000 watts each. So one of the things I really like about it though, the 2,000 watt, is I can take that anywhere. So I've been taking it to my sister's. First of all, I set up the whole system with her to provide power to her entire house by just plugging into the electrical switch that's on her wall that feeds back into the house. So she can run the entire household actually with these 2 units plus the battery. That outputs 6,000 watts total. You can expand these things anywhere from 2,000 watts all the way to 24,000 watts just with the extra batteries. And by combining the 2 systems like I have, you can get 240 volt output as well, which allows you to power things like a deep well pump or a refrigerator, freezer, a hot water tank. So it's very versatile and very powerful for the size of it. Because it's so light and easy to transport, not only do I use it for, well, backing up my sister's house, but also for camping. Like Emily and I have used it on a couple of camping trips for backing up the freezer in the root cellar of the cabin. Now I consider a backup like this essential along with a gas generator, but I much prefer to use the solar power generators that are silent and provide power when I don't have a fuel source. And with all the hurricanes and the flooding and the, for us, snow and wind up here, we often lose power. Then these power banks are pretty much essential for off-grid living or for remote living. So if you click on the link below and enter the code that you'll see in the description, there's a discount up until the end of October. Keep an eye on the website. I'm sure there'll be Christmas specials coming up as well. If you have any questions about what system you think would be most suitable for you and what they can actually power, then go to the educational section of the website where it'll give you all that information. So you can put in whatever devices you want to run, for how long, and it'll tell you which units are most suitable for you.
How's he gonna get down?
Nothing tonight. I should take that off. Nothing moving. It's so quiet, and then it got a little bit windy. Not like breezy. Mosquito. Breezy just before. Well, it's not even the end of legal shooting light, but I didn't want to spook stuff coming out. Thing is with that south wind, kind of southeast, because we've got some rain maybe coming in tomorrow. The deer know they're vulnerable too, I think. They can't really circle around, get downwind of me without coming close to the workshop, which they don't like being close to the buildings during daylight. Which is why they kind of go nocturnal in this area, but especially with the wind coming from that direction. So that's why it's a challenge. We'll see when they get hungrier as it gets colder and the bucks start moving a little bit more, chasing the does, which will start happening more this weekend when it gets cold. And then when they need more feed, that just over the rise there, it's facing south. So even in years where we get a lot of snow, especially if we get snow early in the year, like during hunting season still, that south-facing slope melts fairly quickly, so the sun or the snow doesn't get as deep there, and all those acorns are accessible. So the deer tend to feed on there sometimes all winter long because there's more acorns than there is deer around here. Anyway, give it a try.
Thank